Hello, my fellow humans. Welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this channel, this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. You have no idea how much your support has meant to me, especially over the last month. I'm just truly blessed to have you all as a part of my journey and my tribe. So thank you so much. And for anyone new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if you are truly new here, we do things completely different on this channel. So this is that reminder to buckle in, hang on, and guess what? You and I are going to find out together. And if it should happen to resonate along the way, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, the description box has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member. Today we are doing What Do Men Secretly Think of You But Won't Say? This is not necessarily about romantic interests. This could be anybody that's a man in your life, what they're secretly thinking about you but won't say. Okay, we are going to be using the Talisman Oracle by Nora Bascaliva, I think is the name here. Let's see. It's been a while since I brought these out. This was also a channeled message by source, so it does mean that there is a message that's meant to come out in regards to this reading. So hang tight. We'll find out what it is together. Let's move on to your prayer, and we will get this reading underway. Today is going to be a little bit shorter. I am a little strapped for time right now, so I've been keeping a watchful eye on the clock today. But with that, quality is never forsaken, I can promise. So, all right. Oh, one more. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this channel, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you remind them that no matter what anyone else is thinking of them at this moment, that the only true thing that matters along this journey is what we think of ourselves, how we see ourselves, and how we encourage ourselves and lift ourselves up. It can be difficult though, because the whole world has convinced us somewhere along the way that the only way for us to be whole is to fall into that trap of what others are thinking of us, and to either change or not change according to those thoughts of others. But in reality, that is only a reflection of us not feeling confident to be ourselves. So I ask today that you bring forth your healing light and immerse that into our souls with confidence and courage for us to be unapologetically authentic to who we are in this here now here moment. To release that want to be worried about what others are thinking or how others are feeling of us, and instead come into this place of knowing that we are enough in this moment, and that that's all we need to be is who we are in this moment. As these words are spoken upon this tribe and onto this reading, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. We've got ashes going everywhere here. Okay. Get that set up. All over the book. Awesome. Awesome possum, y'all. Awesome possum. Alright, so into it. Alright, source. So what Talisman Oracle card is going to help us better understand what men secretly think of my collective but won't say? Do men secretly think about my collective but won't say? What would you like to share with us today? What do men secretly think of my collective but won't say? And don't worry, I will do one for women as well. I try to do these in pairs when I do one or the other, just so that way then everybody, you know, we're all about equal rights here. So for pile number one, source, what Talisman Oracle card will help us better understand what men secretly think about pile one but won't say? What Oracle card will help us better understand? Thank you. All right. For pile two number source, excellent. For pile number 2, source, what talisman oracle card will help us better understand what men secretly think about pile number 2 but won't say? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what do men secretly think about pile number 3 but won't say? What oracle card will help us better understand this? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have creativity. So there's a lot of men that are seeing just how creative you are, how imaginative you are, and how expressive you are. That you're weaving your life into existence. And they're not saying anything about it because I feel like they're just enamored and want to continue to watch you as you do the things that you do. Do that thing you do. Isn't that like a one-hit wonder song or something like that? I'm pretty sure they made a movie called That Thing You Do too. But anyways, yeah, they're talking about, like, they're thinking about how you are so different and unique, and also very desirable for those of you that are attracted to men. Very, very desirable to them in a way that they understand that you're completely independent. You don't need them, but they would enjoy being a part of your life as well. Okay. I guess I could read that from the book. Let's see. Creativity. It says, spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel, and the spider has found the most beautiful way to create a form that possesses strength, flexibility, delicacy, and enticement. Yeah, you're enticing. Woo! The seed of life at the top reminds us that the evolution of creative form takes time and can be dormant before it's ready to be released in the world. At the center, you can see the pentagram with the 5 elements. Look for inspiration everywhere around you. This card can mean creating a project using artistry in a delicate situation. A little bit of creativity can go a long way and can brighten your spirit and lighten the mood. Sometimes we instinctively try to use force to make something happen, but more often a creative approach will yield more fruitful results. It says, I am inventive and resourceful. Yeah, and your resources, like, you use your resources in a very clever way. All right. So let's see what we've got going on here. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I'm in a very goofy mood right now for some reason. We're just going to roll with it. All right. So for pile number 1, we have this. I believe this is called turpentine. Turpentine? Let's see. Let's get a little bit better view on that, shall we? Yeah, this is turpentine. I don't bring it out often because I often forget what it's called, but I went back and looked it up, and it's called turpentine. We have this dice with the first house on it. Okay, for pile number 2, we have this soda light. We have this dice with the 3rd house on it. Okay. And for the pile 3, we have this blue blue agate. It's like a little bean. We have this dice with the 10th house on it. Okay. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of turpentine, Or if you're drawn to this dice with the first house on it. Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what do men secretly think about you but won't say. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And anybody new here, welcome. This is a reminder we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if you are truly new, we do things completely differently here, so I suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. Should the messages happen to resonate along the way, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So let's find out. Source, what do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? What do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? What would you like to share with us? Okay, so we've got the third house. We have Aries energy and the moon. Okay, so brief mention. This could be a soulmate twin flame. I'm going to say twin flame. That's the twin flame energy is the third house, okay? Just briefly mentioning it. Okay, it's not going to be for everybody. But with the third house, Aries and the moon energy coming through, men secretly think that you have a very logical way of thinking about the world around you. And while it might seem like you take action based on your emotions, that it comes from a very logical place. So they're secretly thinking, and they're not going to tell you this, that you are someone who observes the world around you with a logical eye. And you communicate very eloquently, very smoothly, very sure of yourself. And that you're someone who's incredibly passionate about life and the things that you do. And they're secretly thinking that you're also incredibly strong and seen as a leader. And they themselves feel like they could follow your lead in various situations. But they also like this softness that comes from your emotional side, right? Like you're not so rigid that it's just all about the fire and the action. You literally have this very soft side to you as well. And that brings them a lot of happiness because it allows them to connect with you on a much deeper level. So they're realizing that you want to get to know who they are. You're not just trying to make things surface level, and it doesn't matter who you're connecting with, but men are secretly thinking that everybody you connect with, you want to get to know them. You want to know what makes these people tick, what makes them want to do the things that they're doing. And you also might end up repelling people who don't want more than surface level connections. But for those that have seen that happen, they're secretly thinking about how strong you are and how resilient you are to bounce back from situations like that. You don't let it bring you down, right? Why do I hear that? Can't keep a good dog down. Okay, all dogs go to heaven. You're a good one. You're that good dog. Like D-A-W-G, dog, you know? You one of the real ones. That's what it feels like here. One of the real ones that's not afraid to just continue to be who you are. All right, let's see what else comes through here. What do men secretly think about pile number 1 but won't say, source? Yeah, you're definitely caught a lot of people's eye here, men and women both. I feel like you stand out. You're just a unique individual, and you do things a lot differently. You're not trying to, you know, do what does it, go mainstream? You don't do a lot of mainstream things or a lot of what society expects you to do. You oftentimes go against the grain. What do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say, source? Whoa, okay. Whoa! That one there. Thank you. What do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say, source? What would you like to share with us today? Okay, thank you. What do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? feel like I'm gonna get one more. What do men secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say, source? That one here. Right here, right here, right here. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Strength card. Wow. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, source. Thank you so much. This is that what I was saying, like they just feel like you don't let anything get to you. You don't let anything keep you down. How strong and resilient you are. Like the way that you think about the world is not the way that everybody sees the world or that they're used to people seeing the world as. And it gives you an edge, and it gives you this courage to be who you are and to let that shine. And no matter what's going on, you know, then we have the devil underneath that. Yeah, so you definitely have the eye of a lot of men. A lot of men secretly attracted to you, but they're not going to say. They're not, and they might have some, you know, naughty thoughts about you too, but, you know, you vanquish your enemies in a very graceful way. You never come to their level. So if someone's trying to cause drama with you or start a fight with you or something like that, like you never stoop to that level. You always bow down. No, not bow down. You always bow out gracefully. And they're watching this and they're completely stunned by it. Yeah, so we have the 8 of Swords here. The Queen of Wands. I am not surprised. Very attractive. Yeah, 7 of Wands. And the Queen of Coins. That nurturing energy coming in once again. More than just compassion, this is like nurturing. You're willing to like put the time forth to nurture the connections that you have, to nurture things that are in your life. Like you don't give up. You just keep showing up. Even if it's not the amount that everybody expects you to, like you still, 5 minutes makes a difference if it's every day, rather than one day for 4 hours and then never again, right? Like you put in the consistent effort. And there's a bit of innocence that men are thinking that you have as well, that maybe you're a lot shyer than you put out, that you've learned how to be bold and put yourself out there, but there's something here that they feel like you're very shy about. Now, this could be potential suitors, okay? This is for those of you, this is a very specific message coming through that this is going to resonate with. But for potential suitors, they think that there's an innocent side to you that you are scared to let out your freaky side. So you're playing off like you're innocent, but you're actually a little bit freaky. Okay, like a freak in the sheets, right? A lady in the street, but a freak in the bed, like that line, you know. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter, whatever you identify with, that doesn't matter, but that energy is coming in. But for others, they see you as someone who has had to face their internal fears by, again, vanquishing the enemies here, right? Like you see this little guy here, her dragon is vanquishing the little enemy, like it doesn't matter. And that comes back to that. You never stoop down to someone else's level, and you are always persevering it. And you have this tendency to put people in their place in a very unique manner. You're not telling them that they're a worthless POS. You're basically saying things like, you know, I understand that you would want to attack me because you think that I'm the one that caused this problem, but ultimately at the end of the day, you have to observe where you're coming from as well, because you can't put that on someone else to hold all the responsibility, especially when it's you that's triggered. And then you're just like, leave it at that. And the person that came and tried to attack you is like, right? So it just feels like, and it doesn't have to be that exact situation. That's just an example, right? But you come through with such logic and understanding and clarity about who you are that you're not shook by the people who are continually trying to make you feel less than, or make you feel small, or make you feel like you don't matter. And you still continue to nurture your strong attributes and your strong connections and the things that you're building in life. Like you're taking the time to nurture them, and so they see you as someone who's incredibly abundant and prosperous. They also see you, or secretly thinking that you're someone that is incredibly attractive. So they're secretly thinking that you're very abundant, that you have a lot, there's a lot more to you than surface level, and that you're incredibly attractive, beautiful, handsome, amazing. Like, if they could be you, they would want to be you, or if they could have you, they would want to have you. So there's a lot of men here who see you as a potential love interest, but there's also a lot of men here who see you as like, man, that's one, that's one, that's one good looking dude. Like, I wish I could look like him, or I wish I could be like him. They look up to you. And with that leadership energy coming in with the Aries energy, they see you as someone that they could follow, and they would follow into the fire. They would follow into the flames, and they wouldn't ever feel like you were leading them wrong, whether that's your charisma that you bring through, your personality that you bring through, whatever it is. Like, they never feel like, oh my gosh, pile one would lead us wrong, because they've seen firsthand the amount of work that you've put in. And so they're secretly thinking, like, if I could, I would follow them to the ends of the earth. And maybe they do. Maybe these are some people who do. These are some men who are following you, or they are cheering you on from the sidelines. I do feel like they're out of the vision, right? Like, they're out of frame here. It feels like they're very much in the background, but they're like some of your biggest supporters. And they're secretly thinking, like, if I support pile one from afar, then they're gonna go far, because that's nothing but good energy, and that's nothing but love and respect and admiration for you. And they see how you never give up. And I feel like that's like one of the biggest things here. They're secretly thinking that if pile number one never gives up, then that means that I never give up. And so they've taken stock of that and used that to guide themselves on a journey of overcoming difficulties and letting go of things that didn't serve them. And they've learned how to be more graceful in showing up in dramatic situations because of you. So they're secretly thanking you, but they're not going to say it, because they would have to admit that they've been watching you from the shadows, and that might be a little bit too embarrassing, right? So again, I did say, if you didn't catch at the intro, that today's reading is going to be a tad bit shorter than normal, because I'm a little pressed for time, but quality is never foregone. So, all right, let's see what comes through here. We've got the 4th house, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. So you're very peaceful to them. You bring an essence of peace into their life, and it does not matter, again, if you're a man or a woman, none of that matters, or whatever you identify with, none of that matters. It's just you bring peace to their life. Like, when they're around you, they feel peaceful. And so they're secretly thinking that you would just be someone to bring home, just for the sake of having that really good energy in their home. Cardinal energy, instigation, bravery, a pioneering spirit. You're setting the tone for generations to come, and you're setting a very powerful tone. We have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn energy here. And then we've got like the 2nd house, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So they do secretly think that you are someone who's very well off. Like, you have a lot going for you, and you have built up a name for yourself. But they also see you, they're secretly thinking about how you are so confident in yourself and who you are. And they actually really admire that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to get one of these just because of the nature of this reading. So, do men secretly think of pile number one but won't say? Okay, it wants to come out that way. On the bottom, we've got ultimatum. It says, I want to press the final button with you. I want to take the step together, but please be patient, my love. We will know when the time is right. Yeah, so there's either one specific person who's waiting to come forward, and he's waiting to say, like, hey, let's go off into the distance and let's be there for each other, right? I did say this was like twin flame, but, again, there's been a lot coming through with the twin flame energy, and so I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So, but for others of you, this is just someone who's really admired you for a long time and has fallen in love with you through that admiration, and wants to come through and see if you'd be willing to go with them. And it might surprise you who this is. We have Gazimi with seize the sunny opportunities. Yeah, so you're like sunshine They secretly think that you bring sunshine into their life, that you're always this very positive ball of light, and you bring so much happiness wherever you go, and that's something that they absolutely adore. On the bottom, we have Aries energy with blaze new trails. Yeah, you are a trendsetter in a way, like not necessarily Aquarius trendsetter, but you're literally cutting away at something that no one wanted to face, and you're doing it in a way that's making waves. It's making waves across the collective, or across your connection with others, or across your community. Whoa, okay, I guess you're getting 3 of these. They all just fell out. So on the bottom we have illumination. Yeah. So they're secretly thinking you're very enlightened, right? Going back to the mind, you have an incredible mind. I keep getting, what is that? Why I was just, let me try that again, because whatever was trying to come out just really wasn't coming out. But I was getting this energy of like, you have a beautiful mind, you know, like that movie, is that movie, A Beautiful Mind? That's what I keep seeing and hearing right now, a beautiful mind. So we have feeling bad about yourself. Spend time with people who are kind to you. This is it. Like, they feel bad about themselves, and so they're secretly thinking, like, I wish I could spend all that time that I have with pile number 1, because you make them feel better about themselves. It says you are not a victim of your DNA. Your environment has a huge influence in your life, not just your DNA. And look, isn't it interesting? There's something about being in your vicinity. Like, they want you to be in their environment, and like they're scared to say anything about it. Maybe you'll reject them, or you know, whatever the case may be. They just feel like you wouldn't say yes to that, but they do secretly think that they would love to have you around in their energy all the time. Yeah, I love this. We got the divine. The divine is sending you love and support. Better days are coming. So they do secretly think that you're very connected. Maybe you've helped them through channeled messages, or through giving them spiritual wisdom, or these are men who are watching you. If you have a platform, you don't have to have a platform, or like if you just talked and spread your wisdom wherever you go, like these are men who have benefited from what you've had to say. Yin yang. Okay, so we've got balance, work with schedule, rest, and relaxation. So they do feel like they're the yang to your yin, or you're the yin to their yang. That's what they're secretly thinking about. Wow, this is really cute. Really cute energy coming in. They really do care about you a lot. And it could be one person, but I do feel like there's a lot of energies here. So, and that could just be because there's a lot of people watching this, but I feel like there's a lot, like a group of men here. Making a difference, yes. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. Yeah, never letting anything get you down. Like, you never stoop to another level. You always keep rising. And you're making the difference. And I love that there's a man on this card, because there's not a man on all the cards. Like, some of them are animals. Most of them are these little boys, like, on these cards. They're like women. Like, look, there's not a lot on here that are men. Like, even this is a young man. Like, he's very young. But this, on this card, is a grown man. See, there's not very many that have men on them. So it's interesting that that would come out with this reading. We have bring balance. You're putting too much energy into something, creating lack somewhere else. Take action now to correct the situation or risk further imbalance, which could lead to undesired results. Yeah, so there's been an imbalance that they've watched you balance out in a very graceful way. Okay, so we have unexpected surprise. You may have been feeling down, but this surprise will remind you of our special connection, and wake up and enjoy the moment. So I do feel like there is, for some of you, this is not going to be for everybody, but for some of you, there is someone here who wants to come forward and confess his love for you, okay? Balance, again, balance, bring balance. Why? Because you bring peace and balance into their life. So they're secretly thinking about the balance and the peace, the love, the kindness, the compassion that you bring, and that's something they don't want to let go of. You're a strong person. Wow, look at these repeat messages talking about how strong you are. They're secretly thinking about how strong you are and how much you inspire them because of that strength. And how abundant. Wow. I can't with you, Source. You're so incredible. Thank you so much, Source. So we were talking about that, right? Abundance. And literally all three of these cards right here talking about your abundance, right? Talking about your strength, talking about bringing that balance. So they're secretly thinking about how balanced you are, how strong you are, and how abundant you are. And they don't want to say this to you, but I do feel like eventually there's someone here who's going to come forward and tell you all these things. Like, hey, I've been thinking this for a long time. We should do some, getting together, getting to know one another. Magical power. So they secretly think that you're very magical. Maybe you put a spell on them. Ooh, cha. You put a spell on me. All right, magical power. It says, we are born with a special gift of magic. We often overlook this extraordinary power to bring happiness to those around us and into our hearts. In the center of it all is a very powerful emotion, love. By setting up our intent, we can create a new world. Believing in ourselves begins with loving and being kind to who we are. Understanding our limits and pushing just a little further to better ourselves. In these ways, we become closer to fulfilling our purpose in life. The dragonflies start their life as larvae in water and later rise up into the air and fly. They are our connection with nature and our guides to the realm of magic. It says the magic is me. So yeah, they feel like you have secretly thinking that you've put a spell on them and that they can't get enough of you, though. There's this energy. I can't get enough of pile number one. You're so magnetic to them. This was such a great reading. Just overall, an amazing reading. So many synchronicities. This is what I see here for you. If you feel like this is your reading, pile number one, leave the little strong arm down below and say, I am a pillar of strength and a magical being that leaves love everywhere I go. And if it resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly amazing message. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of soda light, if you were drawn to this dice with the third house on it, whoa, we are tripping already. We haven't even gotten started. Okay, or if you've been called to this card during the shuffle, it's going to be a reading on what do men secretly think of you but won't say. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if you are truly new here, we do things completely different around here. So I just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. And should the messages happen to resonate along the way, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that being said, I did get a channeled message that men secretly think that you are out of this world, that you're not of this world, like in the world but not of the world, that you're just so different that they've never met anybody like you before. And they're definitely stuck on thinking about it. So let's see what else comes through, Source. What do men secretly think of pile number two but won't say? What do men secretly think of pile number two but won't say? What would you like to say today, Source? Okay, yes, yeah. So we've got the 9th house, we've got Gemini energy, and we've got Mercury, yeah. It's the way you communicate things. It's the way you talk about things. No one that they've ever met has talked about things the way that you do, the way that you share your thoughts, your insights, your visions. You just speak a different language. And even though it's the same language, it's the way you show up and speak it. And you're dropping wisdom along with that, just generic things that are happening day to day. And it leaves them baffled, and they're secretly thinking like, wow, this person is so smart and so intelligent and otherworldly, very spiritual. So they do secretly think that you're incredibly spiritual. You may not hide that fact from people. You may be very open about your spirituality. Some of you may hide that fact, and they're picking up on it. So whatever side you fall on, it's like they're definitely picking up on it, and they're secretly thinking that that's actually really cool that you're able to express that part of yourself. Even if it is more subtle, you're still able to express that part of yourself, and how you're always adapting to new things. So I do feel like the men here have seen you go through a lot of hardships and trials, and they've watched you adapt, and they've watched as your speech pattern has changed and shifted along with your ability to adapt to new circumstances. And so they're secretly thinking that you're always growing and glowing, and that there's no way they could keep up with you. Holy Toledo, pile number 2 is on a different level. There's no way we could ever keep up with you. And so that's why they feel like you're in the world but not of the world, or you're from out of this world, because they've never seen or met another person who's ever done that. You know, it's like, sure, people have changed, or sure, people have grown, and maybe they've seen people online who've done the things that you do, but they've never met a person that is like you. And that really baffles them, but it also intrigues them at the same time. But the main thing is they secretly love the way that you talk, but they don't want to say anything about it, because if they say something about it, it makes them feel like they've lost the upper hand. That's an interesting energy coming through already. So you could also be like totally into psychology, philosophy, just like understanding of the earth, understanding of the world. I'm actually going to use different tarot cards for all of the decks today. I don't know why, I just decided to do this some way along the way. So we're just going to see what happens, because I feel like I'm supposed to. So, Source, what do men secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? We're going to use the Tarot Marseille today, my original deck. What do men secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? Okay. What do men secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? They feel like you've had to let go of family. That family made you feel small, and that you had to let family go. Or that you had to walk away from family situations. Maybe a situation where you have kids with someone, or a relationship that you thought was going to be family. And that has inspired you to continue to be more of yourself. And the fact that they know this, or they're aware of it, is they're secretly thinking that you were really brave to do that they don't know if they could do something like that and upend their entire life for something that feels uncomfortable. But you did that. I wasn't going to get 4 cards, but we're just going to go with it since they came out. Yeah, on the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah. So they're secretly thinking that you've absolutely had the short end of the stick. Like, there's been a lot of things against you, stacked against you, and a lot of things that would have totally knocked them off their journey, their path, would have knocked them down, and they wouldn't have gotten up again. And they see you continuing to get up. They see you continuing to stand up, and they're secretly thinking how strong you are. Now, you never let hardships keep you down. You never let the hard things in life deter you from being who you are, continuing to grow. Okay, yeah, so the 3 of Swords in the reverse. Wow, we've got the Devil in the reverse, the Page of Swords in the reverse, and the Chariot all in the reverse. Interesting. This is what they feel like is your bad fortune. They feel like it's been tied to feeling defeated at times, or not wanting to face the fact that you had to let go of something that was detrimental to your well-being. and then having to clear that energy out. That's what they're saying. Like, they secretly think that you've had something that was very difficult. Someone held something over your head. This could have been a family member. This could have been an ex. But they feel like someone had something on you, and they were holding that over your head and making you stay in a situation that was not healthy for you, that was continually forcing you to go backwards, that was continually forcing you to repeat cycles again and again, and that it was really difficult for you to face that part of yourself and to face the reality of the situation. So there's a lot of men here who secretly think that there was a time where you were incredibly spiritually defeated and that you didn't know how to stand up and get up for yourself, but now you're in this place of speaking your truth every chance you get, because you've healed so much and you've let go of so many things. And I feel like there's this element too that's coming in, that these are men who are paying attention to nuances, very, very nuanced energy, where it's not everybody's gonna pick it up, right? Even women around you might not pick up on this energy often, and yet here's these men who are picking up on, like, you suddenly disappeared, like, are you okay? And you come back after a week because you were sick, and you might see that men are asking you, hey, are you okay? Like, we noticed you were gone. What's up? Is there anything we can help you with? But you might not get that same treatment from women, because I feel like these are men who are just they're very attuned to everything that you're doing. This could be one man in particular, but it does feel like a group of men coming in. And of course that could just be because it's for a collective reading, but it doesn't feel like powerfully one energy. It feels like there's quite a few men here who are like, they might not say anything to you at all, but the minute that you disappear, something happens where they're not able to see you often. They're like, hey, whoa, where did you go? Are you okay? Like, you were gone for so long. I'm so worried about you. Didn't know what was happening. And that's because they're secretly always observing you, and when you're gone, it feels like a deficit in their life, and that's not for you to carry, and they know that's not for you to carry, but it has to do with the way that you have healed from something that was incredibly stressful and hard, and it was just a struggle to get through it. And the way that you handled it was so powerful that it impacted them, and it gave them courage to face things, but still feeling like there's no way I could upend my entire life the way that pile number 2 did. Yeah, look at that. With the 7 of coins on the bottom, you're different. Right? The 7 of coins talks about standing out. It's a card of originality. It's a card of, it's like, even though this is Taurus energy, it's still, to me, the 7 of coins feels more Aquarian than anything else, because this is a card that says, I'm going to do what I want to do because it's what suits me the best, and I don't care what anybody else has to say. And so it's unorthodox. What you're doing is unorthodox. Who you are is unorthodox. And I love that that came out, because that's been the energy this whole time, is that you're not of this world. Like, who are you? That's what I keep hearing. Like, who are you? Men are secretly thinking, who is pile number 2? They're so different. You know, they go through time and time again. They go through something that's difficult. Time and time again, they go through hardships. Time and time again, their whole life gets upended. And yet, time and time again, they come back even stronger and rooted in who they are without fear. Yeah. You let go of the old and invite in the new. And they love that. They love that about you. You're an inspiration to them. You have motivated many men to change their own lives. And I feel like many of you didn't even know this. And maybe you do. Maybe you've noticed some men that have changed their lives and they're like, it's because of you. But these are men who are secretly always leaning on what it is that you're saying, how it is that you're showing up, and they're learning from that, so that they can mirror that in their own lives. So it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify with. None of that matters, right? It's just that you are such an inspiration to them because you didn't let someone or something hold something over your head that would have broken them. Look at this conjunction coming out, a union emerging, a coming together. So it could be a relationship that was in your life that was holding you back at one point, but you somehow overcame it. This could have been a situation in your life where you had to merge your masculine and feminine energies together, which is ultimately what we're doing on the spiritual journey to find that inner balance, right? But it is showing that you've come into this divine connection with source, and that connection is showing through even greater than it ever has before. Yeah, you're walking your purpose, like your North Node energy here. They see you. This is what you've been meant to do. And I feel like they secretly think that like you're doing exactly what you were meant to do all along. And even they didn't know what you were meant to do. But whatever it is that you're doing, they're like, this is it, pile 2. This is exactly what you're meant to do. And I feel like the reason, obviously, that they're not going to say that is because they don't want to influence the direction that you take. They want you to take it because that's what you want to do. So we have manipulation here. Yeah, so there's somebody manipulative in your life. We have, in my desire to keep things under control, I didn't realize how it was affecting us. Now I see the distance it created, though I can't be sure if it was truly my actions or something else between us. So there was someone here who is incredibly manipulative to you and was very two-faced. That's the energy that's coming in. Someone that was incredibly two-faced and really did a number on you. And these are men who watched you overcome that. This could even be family. Right, this could be family men who, like men in your family, a dad, an uncle, grandpa, you know, whatever, the brothers, they could be like, oh my gosh, pile 2, you overcame something that I don't think that I could have survived. You chose yourself in a situation that I would still be stuck in. And they're so inspired by you, and they're changing little by little, and maybe you've noticed that a little bit, or maybe you haven't, but they also don't want to influence the route that you're taking, and so they don't say anything. We have petty gains. You may think that these minor profits are the one, but they wouldn't cause you so much stress if they were. Wake up and realize true value investments are the real deal. So they're seeing you as the real deal. Like, they didn't think that anybody could change, and yet here you are making a change for yourself, making a change in your life, making a change for who you are. So we have cyberbully coming out. Don't engage with cyberbullies whatsoever. This could have been a person who attacked you online, and this could be men who are friends with you online who saw this, or these men could have gotten a contact from a cyberbully or an ex that was trying to tarnish your name, and they watched as you gracefully took care of it. You didn't let it get you down. You didn't let it affect you. You didn't let it put you in a bad mood. You overcame it with strength and clarity and intention to be better for yourself, but intention to connect with your grounded, centered self as well. We have healing. Yeah, you can heal yourself with your thoughts or make yourself sick. So they've seen you heal. They admire the way that you heal. They really do. They admire the way that you heal. They admire the way that you overcome things. We have gratitude fell out. And I'm going to take this card because I feel like it wants to be out. It says, raise your vibration and attract good into your life by consciously thinking thoughts of gratitude. So many of these men are just grateful that they know you, grateful that they have connection with you in any one way, shape, or form. They're incredibly grateful because you've helped them to raise their own vibration. Again, you might not realize the impact that you have on the people around you, and especially the men. Like, you've inspired them to do things that they didn't know they could. Love at first sight. You may be about to meet your future partner or soulmate. There's definitely someone here who's very attracted to you, if not a whole group of men who are attracted to you. They very much feel like you're their soulmate because of who you are. Yeah, you might be out of this world, but you've impacted them in such a powerful way. And again, they want that good energy in their lives. You know, like they feel like they could build something with you. And so they're secretly thinking about all the things that you as a couple could overcome. We have Capricorn, buckle down and get to work. Interesting. This came out in another reading that I probably posted. I wasn't going to, but it's a message you've been too blocked to hear. I will just say, if you choose to watch it, trigger warning, okay? So going in with a trigger warning, but I don't know why I feel like I need to mention it here for someone. We have sadness that flipped over here. They have watched you overcome sadness. They've watched you cry. They've watched you laugh. They've watched you be angry. They've watched you express so many emotions, but still come back to this very high vibration. Like everything that you go through makes you closer to yourself. Fear. Yeah, you've overcome a lot of fear and embraced love. Like, isn't this so telling? On the bottom of the deck, we have love and fear. And ultimately, in life, there are only two emotions that we ever truly experience. We experience love and we experience fear. All other emotions are derivative of one of these two. That's it. And I can't remember, there's a famous philosopher that said this, but it's so powerful that these came out together. And I feel like that's what they see you as someone who embraces that fact that if I'm going through anger, upset, or if I'm disconnected or whatever the low vibrations are, you're recognizing that that's a part of your fear and you're facing that right off the bat. If you're going through something that's very elation, celebration type thing, like you're embracing that love and you're letting that be all that is in that moment. We have hang in there. You will encounter all kinds of difficulties on the roads of life, but don't give up. Hang in there. It's like walking in the dark. As long as you don't stop walking, you'll always welcome the light. Believe in yourself. Perseverance is victory and peaceful. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing your emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. And that's the thing. I feel like you've absolutely expressed the emotions that you've gone through. You haven't held back. You express yourself, but also, like, if you have a human moment and make a mistake, you own up to it right away. Like, you're not trying to be like, oh, it was somebody else's fault. You're like, no, I made the mistake. I'm going to own up to that. I'm going to take accountability for that. Right direction. Yeah, so I'm not even going to read this because this goes back hand in hand with the North Node energy that came out for you. So they do see you as being on the path that was meant for you. They feel like there's no one else who could do this path better than you're doing it and inspire the amount of people that you have already inspired. The ninth house again, spiritual growth. So you're always growing spiritually. I love this message. And we have empath. You may be an empath and actually feel other people's pain. And I feel like this is also something they're recognizing, is that you had to let go of what wasn't yours. What wasn't yours to hold on to. And they admire that about you because maybe that's something they can resonate with, that they're also an empath. And they're secretly thinking, like, if pile number 2 is able to let go of other people's feelings and not take it so personal, then I can do that too. And let me see how that affects my life. Fourth house, back to the basics. So you've taught them that it's okay to begin again, and they secretly love this. Like, honestly, the one thing that if I could say that sums up your whole reading, pile number 2, is they secretly think they love you, but they're not going to say it. So that's what it feels like. Square, turn a corner. That even in the challenges, you're going to have to begin again, and that's okay. So you've helped a lot of men release this idea that it always has to be an upward progression. And so they're secretly thinking about that, how much that's impacted their life in a positive way, that they don't always have to be up, that there are going to be times when maybe we go down or maybe we're stagnant. And so you have helped them embrace that. And again, it goes back to that gratitude. They're secretly thinking how grateful they are, the fact that you've come into their life or that they were able to connect with you in any way that they are. Strength, yeah. So they're secretly thinking about how strong you are. They don't say these things, but you do inspire a lot of men here. My apologies, I need a drink. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Yeah, you do inspire a lot of men here. Let's take a look at your card and see what this one says. Happiness. Oh, I love this. You're the sunshine in their life. Oh, that's so cute. On a cloudy day. What is that song? Even if it's cold outside in the month of May. Who is that? Is that the... I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. What is that? The Temptations? Yeah. Is that who sings that? Is it Temptations, My Girl? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, so there's someone here, there's a group of men here who really, like, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, like, they just really feel like if they could, they would just want you always in their life. And they'd want you as a bro, they'd want you as a lover, they would want you as a friend. Like, that's just something, because you're the epitome of happiness. It says it's time to appreciate life with a bright and positive outlook. We all go through difficulties, but when the waters are finally still, we can fill our hearts with gratitude and radiate the joy from what we have accomplished. Cherish every moment and shine brightly. The flower in the center of this card is soaking up the abundant positive energy from the two suns and forms nourishing and delightful seeds. Practicing mindfulness and inner gratitude can open a new world for you. Full of compassion, love, clarity, and joy. Radiate your energy and share your gift with others. Receiving people's help can bring you as much happiness as helping others. Don't be surprised if the joy becomes contagious. I am grateful for life. So again, confirmation after confirmation here. What they're secretly thinking about you is a very positive message overall, even though there seem like a lot of negative cards, right? But it's just because these men have watched you go through the trenches and come out like an angel. And that's so inspiring to them. I love this message for you. Pile number 2. If you feel like this is your message, leave the little sunflower emoji down below and say, I follow the light and I let my light bathe others in love, kindness, clarity, and joy, knowing that this is what also fills my soul. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this blue agate, if you were drawn to this dice with the 10th house on it, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what do men secretly think of you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And if you are truly new here, just to let you know, we do things a lot differently around here. So I suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it. But I did have a channeled message for you. It did feel like there's this energy coming in where men are secretly thinking that there's someone, or there's a group of people here who are trying to tarnish your name through gossip and spreading rumors about you, and that you've had to reframe your entire life to move on from that energy. And so they're secretly thinking that you did something that was very admirable. Okay, but let's see what else comes through. So, source, what do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What would you like to share with us today, source? What do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Okay, so we've got the 4th house. We've got Taurus energy and Uranus. Yeah, you love yourself a lot. This could have been family who tried to tarnish your name with the 4th house here. You've had to learn how to nurture yourself, and so they're secretly thinking that you've had to really build up your self-confidence and your self-worth, and to create stability for yourself on your journey. And they're secretly thinking about how unique you are. And that's definitely been an underlying message for all the piles today. It's just your uniqueness coming through, which is awesome, because it should be. You should be seen as unique. No one is you and you are no one. And that's the beauty of being ourselves in this journey. But I do feel like they see you as someone who's well-liked by everybody. And they secretly think that you're very popular. And that it's baffling that someone would want to gossip about you or to tarnish your good name or to tarnish your worth because of their jealousy or their feelings of insignificance or whatever it is, their insecurities that are coming out. And so they secretly think that you've had to really put self-care and self-love at the forefront of your journey. And they're not going to say that because they don't want to say that they know what the rumors or the gossip has been, because they see that you've become better than that. And why mention it if you've grown up beyond it? Why say anything if you've gone beyond it? You've become a better person in spite of all of that. And you've connected with people who you love and people who care about you and people who see the real you. And so they're secretly thinking about how incredible it's been that you let go of something that they know many, many people would never have let go of, or that many people would have acted like an eye for an eye. You know, well, you treated me like this, so I'm going to treat you like this. But you never not once showed up in that energy. And they secretly admire you for that. Like, seriously admire you for that. All right, let's see what else comes out here. They're also secretly thinking about just how loyal you are. And so there might be someone here who regrets not giving more time to you, more energy, more love to you. Yeah, that's coming in here. Like, they didn't realize how loyal you were until after it was too late. And now they're not going to say anything because they see you thriving and they don't want to be a burden in your life. But we're going to be using the Osho Zen for you, pile number 3. So, Source, what do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Okay, thank you. What do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say, Source? Yeah, the sun. You're very innocent. You're bright. You shine brighter than anybody they've ever met. But you're also this very wise individual. You're always giving such playful wisdom to everybody through your experiences. They've made you who you are. Wow, this is already really deep. What do men secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Oh, they're grateful you exist. You made their life better. And even if they didn't give you what you deserved at the time, like, they're just really grateful that you were a part of their life at all. What do men secretly think? Look at this, the moon. They feel like they've known you from a past life. So a lot of men here, they think that they met you before, or like that you're very familiar to them, and that you've experienced things like this, or that you've gained a lot of wisdom from living many lives, or you are an old soul. They're secretly thinking that you're an old soul. Let's see what's on the bottom. Awareness. Wow, we have so many mystery cards out. You've got the sun, the magician, the moon, and then the chariot. Awareness. You're incredibly aware of yourself. You're also very aware of what other people are doing and what they're saying. And you are aware of the gossip. You are aware of the things that people were saying about you. And men are secretly thinking, like, how did that not make them give up? And it's just because you recognize that I don't have to be a product of what people are saying about me. And you're also healing South Node energy with the past lives moon energy here. Like, you've been through it. It's not that you haven't been through it. You've been through it. You dealt with some very difficult situations here. You dealt with some very difficult emotions. But you burned away a part of yourself that had control over your emotions, that was having you show up from an emotional place. And so men are secretly thinking that you also have let go of a way of being. So maybe when someone hurt you before, you would say something smart aleck about it, but now you don't. Like, now it's not about defending yourself in that way. Now it's about just continuing to shine your light and be yourself. And it doesn't have to be just that. It could be any way. Like, you're showing up from a much more spiritually mature place rather than being in the emotional ego. And they're secretly thinking about how amazing that is, because you're no longer in this place of letting people dictate how you show up on your journey. You're putting your self-worth, your self-value, your self-care, your self-love above everything and everyone else. And that's why they feel like you're so unique, because even though people might talk about it, you're walking the walk. You do that. You're not out here trying to impress people. You're not out here trying to convince people of you. Do you see the sun? I hope that this is getting brighter and lighter, but the sun is like coming out and going behind clouds as we're talking, and I feel like that's so telling, because you make the day is brighter for them. And that's what they're secretly thinking about all the time, and they wish they could be a part of that. But also it's interesting because you see here, most all of these are very solo. Like this is a very solo energy. The sun, the Three of Wands, this is a very solo energy. The Magician is a very solo energy by yourself. So you could be single. You don't have to be single, but you could be single, and they recognize that like there's no way to penetrate that, right? Like to come towards you, if this is a relationship, and this is only for going to resonate with a few of you, but to come towards you if they were interested in a relationship, they recognize that they would have to really grow themselves, and to grow the way that you've grown, they're secretly thinking there's no way that they can do that. And for you, Pile 3, like, I feel like you're like, yeah, you can just do the work. Do the work. It's easy. Do the work. The work's not easy, but it's simple. Show up and do the work. Show up and do the work. Like, it's going to be difficult, but you can do it as long as you show up. I feel like you're super encouraging, and you would totally back them and be that encouraging energy in their life, but they're secretly thinking like there's no way they're going to catch up with you. Like, how can I catch up with pile number 3? Like, they overcame one of the hardest things, and that was people talking about you behind your back. It was people tarnishing your name. That was people putting you down. And so they're kind of like replaying this over and over again. And if you're not interested in men, that's fine. They're still thinking about these things. Like, how could I be a friend to pile number 3? They would love to be a friend to you, but they also feel like in order to be a part of your circle, which is very small and it's very selected, like you do not just let anybody into your energy, and they're very aware of that. They recognize that they would have to grow so much just to be a part of your bros crew or whatever, you know, like they have the bro code or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they know that they would have to come correct no matter the scenario, or not come at all. And that's been really hard for them to wrap their mind around, because they admire you so much and they wish they could ask for your wisdom. And pile 3, I feel like no matter your scenario, like I feel like you would totally be an open book. You would give them the answer that they're asking for, or the guidance that they're looking for. Like you would just be, hey, it's this, like try this or do this over there. But for them, they're seeing it as some unsurmountable mountain, because their problems in their mind and their emotional ego have been supersized. Whereas for you, you're seeing that what once felt like a mountain was actually a molehill that you could just step over. And so they do admire you, and they're secretly thinking about how you have been incarnated in this world to create a ripple to everybody you meet, because they've never met anybody like you, and they know they're never gonna meet anybody like you. And this could be one person coming in thinking that you were replaceable, right? A friend, a relationship, a potential love interest, a family member. They felt like you were replaceable, and they maybe went out looking for people who were like you, pile 3, and they never found another person like you. And that made them realize that, wow, I should have given number 3, pile 3, I should have given them the time of day when I had that opportunity, because what I thought was common is actually a rare gem. And so they secretly see you as this beautiful gem that they're never going to have access to again. And that may be true, it may not be true, but that's really what they're feeling right now, and really how they see you. They see you as this beautiful light that is giving so much to so many people in such a beautiful way. And regardless of what people said about you behind your back, it never changed you. You just became even more compassionate, more grounded, more loving. And they didn't know that that was even possible. Like, how could that be possible after going through stuff like that? And somehow you defied all explanation, and they are enamored by you. House 5, yeah. So definitely potential date dating energy, someone who wanted to date you, or maybe you wanted to date them, but they just didn't, they treated you like an option, and so you left, and you didn't leave on harsh terms. I don't feel like this was something that was left on harsh terms. I feel like this was left on a term of, okay, it's just not going to work out, so we're going to go our separate ways. That's okay. We have passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So they're secretly thinking about how confident you are, and that confidence has only grown in recent times, and it continues to grow. And there's this beautiful innocence to you that leaves them so I heard disjointed, like that was the word that came up. It leaves them disjointed. It's like it just disarms them, and when it disarms them, they don't know what to do. Like, you never let it harden your heart, and that just is what disarms them so much. So we have the ultimatum. Activates during emergencies and signals imminent action. Triggers alerts and prompts quick decision making. Imposes an irrevocable choice with severe consequences. Maybe they gave you an ultimatum, or maybe you gave them an ultimatum, and they still, I feel like whoever gave the ultimatum, I feel like the other person said nothing and made no decision. So it makes me feel like it was you, pile 3, that gave this person an ultimatum and they stayed silent. And you realize that, okay, like, I'm not just going to wait around for you to figure out whatever it is when it's convenient for you. I've got to go take care of myself. And you did that. And they are the ones that are seeing now that I pressed the button. Being assertive, yeah. You are a valuable person. Stand up for yourself in a quiet, loving way. I cannot be more clear about this energy. This is so synchronistic. Exactly. You're like, you stand up for yourself in such a beautiful way, but it's, you value yourself, your self-worth, and you are always teaching others how to treat you. And maybe you taught these men how to treat you too, and now they have such respect for you. Cherish yourself. Look at this. So men are secretly thinking about how much you cherish yourself, how much that instills confidence in you, how much you love yourself. Make an effort to prioritize self-care. I cannot with you, Source, right now. These messages are so clear. That's what I was saying, that you put everything else on hold for self-care. You had to, and that's what makes you stand out. And so these could be potential love interests. They don't have to be. These could just be men who have seen you grown, and they've watched as you went from being a people pleaser to not having time and space for yourself to basically shoving off everything and saying, okay, I'm the only thing that matters. And they're just in awe. Full of hot air. You can do it. Follow through on what you said you would do. And that's the other thing. They're thinking about how maybe in the past you didn't follow through on the things that you said you would do, and now you are. You're following through on what you said you would do, and it leaves them in this place of like, not sure, how do I take it? But they're recognizing that as your spiritual growth. And maybe that was what was being gossiped about you, is that you never finish anything that you start. And now you are, and everybody that said those things, like, they're literally opening their mouth and inserting their foot. And these men, I think they're laughing on the inside, like, oh, that serves them right. They should have never said that stuff about pile number 3. And even maybe some of these men said that stuff about you too, but you're continuing to prove them wrong. And now they're recognizing, like, wow, that was a really bad, I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. I didn't even recognize what I was doing to pile 3. Mutable. Times are changing. Yeah, you're changing. You're the one that's changing here. You're making an impact everywhere you go. And so whoever said whatever about you, it's just they're having to basically sit with the fact that they made lies or rumors about you, and their true colors are being seen. We have Gazimi. Seize the sunny opportunities. Oh my gosh, all 3 piles got this sunshine energy coming out. And if you did watch all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below. That's part of my Purple Heart Club. That just shows me that you spent all 3 readings with me, which I truly do appreciate, and that means so much. And if you didn't, that's okay. I appreciate you being here regardless. I'm truly, truly so blessed. But seizing the sunny opportunity. So really, they secretly think about how sunny your disposition is, how happy you are, how much love and light you bring into the energy to the room, or because you love yourself so much and you value yourself so much, it's contagious. All right, what else would you like to say, Source? Okay, I feel like one more wants to come out. Whoa, that's too many. No, okay, that one there, okay. Whoa. Got a kaleidoscope over here. Why do I hear the song Strawberry Fields Forever? Was that the Beatles, Strawberry Fields? That's what I'm hearing in my song right now. In my song? That didn't even make any sense. In my head. That's what I'm hearing in my head right now. Strawberry Fields Forever. Peace. So a lot of these men are secretly thinking about how much peace you bring into their lives, but how you exude peace all the time. And they want that. They want that as a part of their life as well. They recognize you're not something to own. And again, to step into your energy, to step into your light would mean that I would have to make such a massive change to step up into and be able to be accepted, even by pile 3. We have take a chance. It's time to step outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to take a chance. When you do, you'll be rewarded with newfound confidence and enthusiasm and will begin to attract new results. So I keep hearing that song now, right now. Take a chance on me the first time around. Take a chance on me. Was that ABBA? Yeah. Okay, so we've got make a change. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. That's what happened. You fell to rock bottom. And these men saw that happen and they thought that you would never get up again. But you shocked the world because not only did you get up, you climbed up. And now you're on top of the world. Sitting on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world. Just sitting on top of the world. Oh, and if you don't know, let me see if I can get him here. Come here, homie. Come on. Come over here. There's a stink bug back here. But he don't want to climb on my finger. Oh, he climbed up. Okay, here. I'll show you. He's on the candle. He's on the candle. Can you see him right there? He's right there. Right there. See, there he goes. I hope you can see him. Don't get in the candle and get burned, homie. Come over here. Anyways, I guess he's just chilling. He just wants to chill. But he just came in, just flew in, like James Bond. Hey, what's up, y'all? 007 here. So, I get him. I usually just take him outside, but I don't know. I guess I missed him, so. And they mean protection. That's what they mean. They symbolize protection. So we've got house 2 coming in with, look, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So your self-worth, that's like they're secretly thinking about how your self-worth makes you so attractive. This card wants to come out now. We have digital detox. Lost in the virtual world and neglects real-life relationships. Realizes the need for a digital detox and seeks clarity. Feels overwhelmed by digital content and needs a break. Okay, so this is giving me energy that they're stalking you online. Like, these are social media stalkers. Like, they're always trying to refresh your page, like, see what it is that you're doing. Like, they're always trying to catch a glimpse of you. So this could be people online, or this could be family that's trying to watch every move. North Node, destined to have. Yeah, so you're walking in your power. That's what they're secretly thinking about. Like, wow, you've changed so much. You're not the person that they once knew. Look at him. Look at him chilling. Look at him. Here he is. There he is. Finally got on my finger. Finally, after all that, you gonna come and chill with us on the reading, homie? Alright, whatever. Here he is. See him? There he goes. They're so docile. Like, I was so scared of them for so long, but they're not mean or anything. Don't burn bridges. Where did all my good friends go? So this could have been a friend. They could have been a really good friend to you. And they feel like they burned a bridge with you. And they feel like, oh my gosh, like I lost a good friend. I lost someone that I really cared about in my life. And now what am I supposed to do? All right, go on. Thank you. See, he's totally chill. Alright, so we've got the moon. Cue up the cuddles. Yeah, so this is someone who really wants to cuddle with you, or this is a group of men who really want to cuddle with you. I do feel like they've lost connection to you. They've lost a friendship with you. They've lost something with you, and they wish they had put in more effort. So they're secretly thinking about that. Yeah, there's a lot of passion here. So these are men who have a lot of passion for you. They want you. They desire you. And even if you're a guy, these are men who might secretly desire you. And you might not be interested in men like that, but they're like, just want that. Or they're very passionate about being your friend. Okay? Reflection, yeah. So they're secretly thinking about, for you, they're secretly thinking about how you reflected on the situation between the two of you. And that's something that they're scared to do themselves. And they're worried that they've lost all contact with you because now you're completely aware and you always called it out exactly how they were. And so if this was friends, like you called them out and you're like, no, I can't put up with this anymore. I just can't go down this road anymore. And so they're sad because they feel like they've lost their good friend. Yeah, illumination, awareness, again, enlightenment. You become a very enlightened person. And so that what they secretly think about you is how they'll never have that opportunity to say, I'm sorry, because they feel like you, not that you know their intentions, which you would, but it's just they feel like their intentions aren't genuine because they had an opportunity to be genuine. And how genuine is it when you show up after the fact? And that's what they're feeling right now. And so there's a lot of feeling coming in right now. Let's see what this says. Safe travel. You could have moved away, or they could have moved away. At a distance. I do feel like there's definitely a distance here. And that might be why they feel like there's no getting to you, because there's a distance. You're not coming back anytime soon. Hold on, I don't know if it's the lighting in here. There we go, okay. You're on a journey into the unknown. You're in search of new or expanded understanding of yourself, others, nature, or higher good. This experience opens your mind and lets you see a part of the puzzle you never knew existed. This card can mean it's time to take a pilgrimage, travel abroad, or an inner journey of introspection. This acts as This act is of great importance in knowing who you are and the meaning you were looking for. This card can mean a metaphorical journey into your own beliefs. It might be time to discover the constraints of the limiting thoughts we sometimes impose on ourselves. The Arctic Tern, a wise and experienced traveler, will guide you towards the shore. I'm ready for this journey. Yeah, so they see that you went on the internal journey to understanding yourself. And again, with the stink bug here, that you were more protected than they could ever even imagine. And so they're secretly thinking that, like, they really thought that you were going to fall or that you weren't going to succeed. And so they're secretly thinking that now, holy moly, like, maybe this is somebody who gossiped about you. Maybe this is someone who spread something about you too. So there's a lot of different energies here. They're thinking like, wow, I should have waited because they really are coming and they're really going and becoming successful. And then this is someone who wants to date you, or a group of people who would like to date you, but they feel like they can't because they feel like they'd have to come up so high and they don't know if they're capable of doing that. So there's a lot of different energies for you, pile number 3. I do feel like that's because maybe the majority of you picked pile number 3, which is fine. It's just showing that there's like a lot of different energies coming in, showing how they saw how you went from being tarnished by gossip to now everybody wishes they had treated you differently. And you know what? They should. They should have treated you with respect, like the human you are, because you're still a person with feelings and you deserve to be respected and you deserve to just be understood in the way, like, of not being put in people's mouths with rumors. Like, you never deserve that. And so if this is someone who did that, or if this is someone who witnessed that, they are seeing you grow and become so much more now. And so there is admiration here and there is inspiration because of that. But they also know to come to you would have to come correct, and they're not ready to do that, or they're not capable. They don't think they're capable of doing that. And for, again, pile 3, you get this easygoing energy from you where you're like, yeah, you can do anything you put your mind to, but they don't think that way. And that's what makes you so unique. And that's what makes you so beautiful and amazing. So this is what I see here for you. If you feel like this was your reading, leave the little flashlight emoji down below and say, I shine a light on all the darkness that surrounds me and that's within me. and it triggers others, but it triggers me into my own healing, and it brings others to the light. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me for you to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member of the channel. And with that, I do want to take a quick second and thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.